Has Gareth Southgate made the right decision on Marcus Rashford, omitting him from England's Euro 2024 squad? Few can say that Marcus Rashford has had a good season. He's only scored 8 goals and set up 5 in 43 games, and it's been really poor. Southgate said that it's been a difficult decision. Other players have had better seasons, and they definitely have. If you take a look at Marcus Rashford, he's in the lowest 11% for key passes, the lowest 1% for tackles in the midfield third, and lowest 6% for ball recoveries. His crossing figures have also been very low and poor. So on form, Gareth Southgate is right. But should he be looking at form right now? Is it the best decision? Tournament football is different to the league. There's potentially only 6 or 7 games that the player might play in. And on his day, Rashford could be one of the best wide attackers in the world. When he hits form in 1v1 situations with space in behind the defence, he is incredibly threatening. And he's a player who is a big threat in world football when he can have space in behind and he can attack the fullback. He can take players on, shift the ball into his right foot or onto the outside on his left, and he can use skill and speed to beat a defender and cut inside and shoot. But what we've seen this season is that Rashford struggles when he's got limited space, when there's less space in behind. Against teams that play with a low block, defending narrowly, Rashford struggles. Teams have figured out that if Rashford has less space, and if they defend deep and narrow, then he has a tough time driving forwards and using his skill and his threat in behind. Good solid defensive teams will shift across a defensive midfielder to try and make it a 2v1 situation where they've got 2 defenders against Rashford, which forces him to slow down the game and pass backwards, which doesn't do anything for his performance other than knocking his confidence. And if the ball is lost in these situations against teams that counter-attack, Rashford's recovery to win the ball back can be slow, and it looks like his work rate isn't what it should be, and that frustrates fans, causing a ripple effect where Rashford hears the criticism and loses confidence. But in tournament football, it is different. England may potentially come up against big nations who keep the ball better and more effectively, therefore causing them to sit deep and protect the goal. Rashford could have been brought on and bring a huge amount to the team on the counter-attack in those situations where there is space behind the defence. Rashford has been poor when he's playing against low blocks, but in a situation where England are defending deep and Rashford is potentially seeing the space in behind the defence, I feel that he could actually be a huge benefit to the squad. If England were to recover the ball, players like Jude Bellingham and Phil Foden have the technical ability to find passes that can release fast, rapid wingers like Rashford. And Rashford wants space. His best football that he's played for Man United is when it's been in counter-attacking football, where he can drive and break forwards and look for the ball through on goal. And if he gets the ball, he's got that speed and ability on it. And we can see that he's in the top 12% for carries into the penalty area. He's also in the top 14% of wingers in the top 5 leagues for shots created from take-ons and top 17% for goal-creating actions from passes. So if he's got space in behind, he can get on the ball and create. And when he does get the ball, especially with that space, he's a major threat. England will have to adapt their style in the big tournament, and sometimes they will have to sit deep or chase a goal. They're not always going to be in possession and dominating the game. We know that Rashford has an eye for goal. He's prepared to shoot and score, and he can pinch a goal late on in games, especially as an impact substitute. So Southgate made the right call regarding Marcus Rashford. He's an excellent impact player, but he has had a very, very poor season. And on form, he's not performed as well as other players. But if you look at the player in itself and what he can actually bring to the team when he does hit a good patch of form or the situation is right for him, then Marcus Rashford could be a huge threat for England. So in my opinion, Southgate's made the wrong call, even though his form has been really poor this season.